Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. This is Gary, and this week will be, let's see, which episode is this? This is the 2020 Road to the Triple Crown series, and this is episode 14. And tonight we'll be covering races from for week 33. And 33 will just have a few races on the race car. There'll be a couple allowance races, and then we'll finish it up with the Alabama Stakes, which is a Grade 1 race for the fillies. And the reason why I have, and that's the reason why I have the Road to the Kentucky Derby qualifier top 20 for the fillies. And you see the car is still way out in front, 5G, good cheer, and so forth. But the interesting thing about the Alabama Stakes, out of the top 12 that we see here, there'll be three fillies running. La Cara, Good Cheer, and Nitrogen. Let's see if there's any other ones here that are in the race. I think that's about it. So we have three of the top 12 fillies, 3-year-old fillies that is, running in the Alabama. So that could be an interesting race. So first off, let's go ahead and get to the schedules and take a look at those first two allowance races, and then we'll have the feature race of the evening, the Alabama Stakes. And usual, we pick the road to the Triple Crown. And you see we're on week 33. It just happens to be a race car number. And what we usually do is try to put the last three digits in the race car number the same as the week. So, anyway, taking a look here, we have an allowance race for Philly, 160,000. Then we'll back that up with a allowance race for for, for the Colts, which is normally open to any gender, but since we have a Phillies race, this race, the second race, will be solely for the Colts. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the odds. As you notice, we've already uh, populated the field with horses that have not run enough races to meet their real life total races so far this year. So these are horses that may have only ran in one or two of our feature races throughout the road to the Triple Crown series, and we'll just and in real life they probably would have ran some allowance races or some lower graded stakes races, maybe like listed race or so forth. Let's take a look and see what fillies are entered in the horse allowance race. And you see we'll be racing at Saratoga. It's just good to know that the Alabama Stakes is run in Saratoga on the Saratoga race course too. So we have all three of the races this week running at Saratoga. The two allowance and then the Alabama Stakes. So here we find a few horses that I should say fillies that have only run a couple times. In fact, some of them has run in a couple allowance races recently, and some has run maybe in one or two of the fillies feature races. So we'll take a look at that, and we'll take a look at their past performances, see what races they've actually run so far on our road to the Triple Crown series. And the next up is the second allowance race, which is filled out with colts. So the entries here are all colts. You see there's one gelding, all the rest are colts. And you see some of the trainers here. Brad Cox has shown up numerous times during the season. Also here is 8 horses that'll be running in the allowance race. Again, we'll take a look at their past performances when we pick up the morning line. And then finally on the schedule is the Alabama Stakes. And as I had mentioned, there's Good Cheer, Nitrogen, and La Cara. La Cara leads all the fillies in victory points. And then we have Good Cheer and Nitrogen, I think, with 12. Good Cheer was maybe 4th. I think this is the first running for Queen Azteca. Azteca. So we'll take a look at their past performances and see what they have done and what the morning line is for the Alabama State. One thing of note, well, a couple things I guess, it's a 10 furlong race, that's a mile and a quarter, grade 1 on dirt. Purse is 600,000, and you can see the winner gets 100 Kentucky Derby victory points, which means if Cheer happens to win and Lacara finishes like 4th, Cheer would be very close to Lacara in total victory points for the season. Nitrogen would need a nice win to move up a little bit on the top 12 herself. So, see, we're finished here. We're taking a look at it. All the races are locked, so we have the field that will be running in each of the 3 races uh, set. So let's go ahead and run the first race here in week 33. First race is at Saratoga on dirt, and it's the 3-year-old fillies allowance race, 1 mile race. Here we have the morning line, and it looks like we have a really nice field with quite a few of the fillies in a position that could win the race, and then we have a couple that are outsiders that are still not real long shots, 30, 34, 34. So let's take a look at their past performances. Again, most of these fillies have probably run 3 or less races so far this season. And then we go Blue Fire has run 2 8 bells, both in the 8 bells heat race, and then the final. Birdie's only run 1 allowance, that's Birdie in the Rose. Blueberry Hill, the same thing, just 1 allowance race. Yeah, Drexel Hill is running a couple races, the Busher Stakes and the Silver Bullet. Let's see, Hideaway's running the Edgewood, still has Lush Lips. Your Top is running the Indiana Oaks and allowance races, same with Critique. Taking a look at some of the stats. Leading money winner here looks like it's Hideaway with 360,000. He did win the Edgewood Stakes there, as you can see, and also looks like, oh no, it's Bernie in the Rose, which that's pretty unusual there, but she managed a pretty good run in this allowance race and still lost. We have Indiana Oaks here with Top at 106. So there we have the 8 entries for the first allowance race and how well they've done so far on our 2025 Road to the Triple Crown schedule. Let's go ahead and head over to Saratoga. And we'll get this race started. 8 furlong race. Looks like we should have made this a 9 to get it outside of the turn, but oh well. And Again, here's our horses. Let's say fillies and all the post positions. And hideaway. So let's sail over to the Suez Tower. Let's get this race underway. The Suez Tower announced horses are in the starting gate and ready to run. Go! And it's Blue Fire out of the gate first. Now Blue Fire and Blueberry Hill. Blueberry Hill passes Blue Fire and has a nice lead in the back straight. Still holding a 3-space lead all the way going into the back turn, and he has a 2-space lead. Here you see they're starting to bunch up here. We're going in the home stretch. Could be a very interesting race. And we have 3, 4, 5 horses all fillies all together, 6 of them all together. Wow, what an interesting race. And we come down to the line. Let's see, it's the last game turn coming up. And it looks like one Blue Fire holds off the rest of the horses that were all bunched up in the pack together. And we have top looks like second, maybe Blueberry Hill and Drexel Hill. Here's our official stats. Results, we have Blue Fire, top, Drexel Hill, and Blueberry Hill. With Blue Fire trotting away with $95,000. Winner takes $14.4. Okay, so that's it for race 1. Let's get back over here and get the second race run started up on the schedule. Again, this is another allowance race, 3-year-olds, and it's $170,000. And this is a mile and a quarter, just a little longer than the filly allowance. Again, here's the warning line. This is a bit different. We only have a couple horses that are kind of favorites here, and then it's spread out a little wider than the filly allowance race. Take a look at the past performances. There you go. We have Smoking Boy with Florida Derby and Sam F. Davis Stakes Race. And come into money in either one of them. Pay Billy is the first time out. Scorching has had one allowance race. Picked up 20,000 for it. Corvus has run the winners and didn't pick up any money. Colquitt Lafayette picked up 88 with 1,000 with a second place finish. He was first or second during the whole race. Let's see, Rapture did Virginia Derby and came in fourth, picked up 30. First pitch ran into Peter Pan, did not do well, finished ninth. And Cole Moon has the allowance race and a Rushaway Stakes, and he happened to win the Rushaway Stakes, and he's the leading money winner of the Colts in this race with $150,000. All won in the Rushaway. And he has the best TRG speed rating of 107 with the Rushaway win. And I think that's about it here. So let's go ahead and head over to Saratoga and run race 2, which is an allowance race for $170,000. Okay, you can see the 8.5 furlong kind of stacks up right against our first turn. Uh, 9 or 10 furlong race would have been real nice here at Saratoga, or the 7 furlong one up here. It's not really made for 8.5 furlong races. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the field. Looking Boy, Colquid, Pat, Billy, Rapture, Scorching, First Pitch, Chorus, and Cold Moon. Hey, let's head over to the sewage tower. Everything looks like a go. Colquill out of the gate first. Remember, this is a half furlong, so it only move up half the number of spaces that they would in a regular game turn. Okay, coming out of the first turn, we have Rapture with the lead. Oh, and Colquill is just made, caught up here as we're heading into the far turn, and we have a pretty good, like three horse race here. Colquill, Rapture, and Scorching. We're heading into the home stretch, and wow, what was that? Scorching came out of that turn with like a bullet, and uh, looks like has an insurmountable lead here as we finish up with Scorching with the win and Colquill second. Scorching with the win. Look at that! If you would have bet on Scorching, $97. And Colquill, pay Billy and Rapture. See, Scorching came away with $102,000. Okay, so that's it for race 2. Let's go back in schedule and we'll get the Alabama Stakes underway. This feature race is a grade 1, 10 furlong race here at Saratoga, $600,000 purse. Okay, here's the morning line, and we have, looks like a pretty nice race. Doesn't look like the Queen is going to have much of a chance there with a 99 morning line. But we do have 4, as we mentioned, the Cheer, Nakara, and Nitrogen, all in the top 12 fillies so far this season with very good odds. And then we have Queen Aztec with her first run, and then Margie's Intention also very good odds at 5. Let's take a look at the past performances. I mentioned Queen Aztec had be her first race. The Margie's Intention is run to Delaware, plus a few Allowance, Kinsley Queen, Allowance, Delaware, and Fantasy Stakes. Look good year. He's running 6 races so far this year. And we have some good ones, the Acorn, the Black Eyed Susan, the Kentucky Oaks, Rachel Alexander in the Fairgrounds, Nitrogen, and running 3-1-2. Picked up wins in the Allowance race and the Belmont Oaks, 6th in the Edway. And lastly, we have the car, with over $1 million won, and running 8 races. And again, there's Acorn, Black Eyed Susan, and Kentucky Oaks. So we have Good Cheer and the car going head to head again. None of the other horses have raced in any of the races that Good Cheer and the car has raced in. So let's go ahead and head over to the track, start the race. And again, a $600,000 purse, 10 furlongs. Here is Saratoga. We have Margin Intention, Good Cheer, Kente Queen, Nitrogen, Queen Azteca, and La Cara. Okay, let's go to the sewage tower and you say everything's a go, so they're off, and we have La Cara out of the gate first and has the early lead going into the first turn. So La Cara, but Queen Aztec in their first race is second. We go into the back straight. We have an excellent race for two. It looks like La Cara had a little bit of a lead, 3 to 4 spaces. And we're here in the back turn and heading into home stretch. We have La Cara, Margie's Intention, and Nitrogen, and then Good Cheer. Well, they see as they cross the finish line, it looks like if La Cara wins, she'll keep her number one position on the top 20 fillies with that win. So we have La Cara, Margie's Intention second, Nitrogen third, and Good Cheer fourth. And La Cara trots away with $360,000. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here at week 34. Will be our next broadcast, and it has a couple races, the Smarter Jones Stakes and a major Grade 1 race, the Travers Stakes. That'll be in our next broadcast. Now let's go back and take a look at the standings here after week 33 races for the fillies. Since we had no colts running in any stakes races, there's no need to really display them this week. We'll take a look at them next week, but their major race is coming up next week with the Travers. And here we go, La Cara, as we noticed, picked up an extra 100 victory points, has a nice lead over second place 5G. Good Cheer is third. And Nitra moves up from 12th to 9th with her finish, picked up 25 points. So I think that's it here from TRG Central. This is Gary signing off. Enjoy the rest of the evening.